How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Kennesaw State men's basketball news. I'm Marshall, and today we're back in a familiar place, back in the room. Haven't made a video in here in a long time. A lot of times I've been making the videos at Milton Hall in the Crimson Wire room, where I do a lot of my work for, news writing. It's just been a lot easier to do it there because a lot of times, a lot of my friends are here, so it's kind of hard to make a video. But no one's here right now, and so I decided to do it here. And it's funny because I was thinking, okay, I'll just head over there right now to get it done because tomorrow I'm going to be hanging out with a friend all day from El Paso, so I'm not going to have the time to film the video tomorrow. So I was like, I'll just go to Milton, do it now. And I was like, wait, I need to do it in the room. Haven't done it in a while. Gonna talk about the Aggies' big wins. The first time in a while. I made a video directly after the game. Watched it on TV on ESPN+. I was going to the women's basketball game, but I really want to watch this men's game, obviously. Sucks that, they play at the same time. I love to watch both, and our baseball team's playing today too. Just, it's hard when all Aggie teams are playing. I like to keep up with all of them and watch all of them if I can. But glad to watch this game because it was a great one. The Aggies got another big road win. Their second straight, 3 straight overall. 3 of the last 4 on the road, I think they've won. So really good for them. They won 60-49, won by double digits. And if you watch that game, it feels like it was a way closer game than that. We fought hard toward the end. Kennesaw State didn't have a field goal for like 10 minutes. They had like 3 or 4 free throws during that time, but that was it. Zawdie Jackson stepped up, and his homecoming game had 20 points. Jaden, he's from Georgia as well. He played well. He hit like a bucket, but did really good things on defensive end. Guys like Rob and Cook, a little off in the field, but did really great things on defense. The way they played on defense, you would think they had a lot more points. It's easy to, play defense when you're making your shots. When you're missing their shots, they stepped up, and that's all because of Coach Hooten. The intensity, or Hootensity is what a lot of people like to call it, including myself and all Aggie fans, is the reason we won tonight. Our shots weren't falling in the first half, but they were in the second half. And Kennesaw State's shots weren't really falling at all throughout the game. They had some stretches here and there that were pretty good. Like I said, we had that stretch in the second half where it was from the 13-minute mark to the 3-minute mark. So for about 10 minutes, Kennesaw State just couldn't hit a shot. That's because of our defense. And I feel like a lot of times when the Aggies can't hit shots, it's not necessarily because of the team's defense. It's just because we just can't hit shots simply. Not saying any of the team's defenses are bad, because Kennesaw State's definitely a good defensive team. But I think our defense is just better. And again, it's a big reason why we won today. Let's get into more right now. I don't think you can start this video without talking about Zawdie. He's the thumbnail of the video. I might put him in the title. Peter also played great, but Zawdie had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 7 for 9 from the line, shot the ball very well, way better than he did the previous game. He's played very well in 3 of the last 4 games, and when Zawdie steps up and has a big game like that, it's very rare that we lose. I want to say every time he scores over 20, we win. And, a lot of times he scores double figures, we win. We've only lost a couple when he hasn't, or when he has scored double figures. Peter Filipovity, another great game, 18 points, 9 rebounds. He did have one little show that he called a flagrant, but the guy kind of hit his arm, so I thought they should have, called it both ways of anything. But it is what it is. The guy missed both his free throws from the flagrant, and they didn't even score when they got the ball back. And we took advantage for the next possession. It was pretty funny. It actually backfired on them. So great game for us, and that was just a great situation for us to, bounce back from. To get 2 road wins like that against 2 really good teams that we lost to at home back-to-back early in conference says a lot about this team, and they're really, really poised. I thought the Schmunger brothers, did their role. I thought Emmanuel played well, had 4 points. Nate didn't score, had a couple bad plays here and there. He had a nice, I guess you could say assist to Jacoby, almost turned it over. Jacoby had a stretch where he missed 2 free throws, and then some guy on Kennesaw State stepped up, over the line, so you gotta know he missed that one too. But then he had some nice buckets, had a little tough fader, had a bucket at the rim from Nate. Played good defense, so he did some good things overall. I don't believe Gabe Pickens got in the game, and that's what I think it's only his second time not playing. But I do expect him to be back in the lineup soon. Again, Carl didn't play, but Peter's been balling out. Maybe Carl tries to work his way in to get some more minutes soon, like I've been talking about recently. Rob, like I said, he only had 5 points, 1 for 5 from the field, 2 for 2 from the line. We had 2 blocks, and we had 5 blocks overall. I don't know if you heard that. There's something going on up there. I don't know. 5 blocks overall, 2 from him. I think Cook got a block, Deontay got a block. Maybe Jaden got one. I can't remember who else got some blocks, but they just played really great on defense despite, not having their greatest offensive night from some guys. But some guys set it off on offense, like Zawdie and Peter. Obviously, Peter, most of his points from the paint. Zawdie hit some nice threes, so that was great. Deontay's another example of a guy that didn't have his greatest offensive night. Only had 1 bucket. He had 4 points, hit some free throws. But he had 5 assists and 5 boards and did a lot of great things. Played some good defense. Had a couple costly turnovers. We know a lot of guys had that, and Kennesaw State had that a lot because we forced a lot of turnovers. I think we led for most of the second half after we built up like a 6-point lead, never looked back. And that's just great to see. Toward the end, we never let up, and that was awesome. Really proud of these guys. Saw a lot of good things. One of the things I would like to see more is Jaden just take more shots. I like the rotation of 9 guys, but Jaden only took 1 shot, knocked it down. We'd love to see him be more confident, hit some more threes, because he was doing some great things on the defensive end. And we know he can score the ball well. He averages about 6 points a game, averaged about 7 last year. We have a better team this year, so the scoring went down a little bit, but not by that much. Very effective guy, because he's a guy that can honestly score 20 points. He really can. He's shown it last year. He's had some good games this year. And Peter and Zawdie stepped up. We have a lot of guys who can score on this team. That's why I was so surprised when we had the 8-game stretch where we just couldn't hit a shot. But we've been shooting the ball a lot better these past 3 games. Maybe, especially these last 2, maybe not as good as we want, but we've still been finding ways to win on the road. And that's something last year's team couldn't do. For some reason, this year's team just seems to be better on the road, especially in conference play. 5-2 in conference on the road, and only 3-4 at home. We have 2 big home games this weekend against Middle Tennessee, who we beat on the road. Then Western Kentucky, we got blown out too. But Western Kentucky's only 5-8 in conference. It's just crazy how it works out. They're still a really good team regardless of that. UTEP lost today to Jacksonville State, which is huge. So we're not 4th in conference, but we're only 1 game ahead of UTEP, who's 7th. So it's super close. Anything could happen. Let's just see if the Aggies can keep on rolling and keep building up. I think they could definitely get to that 3rd spot. It's definitely very possible. Going to be hard to finish 1st or 2nd, but 3rd is very doable. Look at the shooting numbers, 38% from the field, only 18% from 3, which is very atrocious. Didn't shoot the ball, really good from 3 at all this weekend. 66% from the line, which again isn't great, but this year's Aggie team does not great at free throws, which I kind of predicted was going to happen. But again, we're still finding ways to win. It just sucks because you make those free throws, not as close. Because again, even though we won by 11, that game wasn't over until like the last minute. Whenever I knew it was okay, we're good. Kennesaw State missed some shots. We forced them under 50 points, and we scored over, we scored 60. If we can score 60 over, force our opponents to score less than that, we always have a good shot at winning. Like, you think we shot bad, but Kennesaw State, they shot slightly worse in all the categories. They shot about 32% from 3, 17% from 3, 32% from the field, and about 62% from the free throw line. Missed some clutch ones. They have a guy on their team named Castle who shoots like 91% from the line. He missed 2 tonight, which I was very surprised. But hey, I'll take it. I believe that Woolley guy on their team averages about 18 points a game, their leading scorer, and he had 14. So still not a bad game from him, pretty effective, but we forced him under his average. And Castle, also a really great player, really great shooter. Reminds me kind of Cook, had 17. I believe he averages, a little less than that. So he had a pretty solid game for himself. But only really guy that did a lot of great things for them. Just like, Pierre on Jacksonville State had 30, but on 23 shots. So I think our defense has been pretty good. I mean, if you're going to have a guy score 30, he's got to be on that much shots. That's something Coach Hooten was saying in the, conference for this week. I can't wait to watch that conference on Monday. Going to be a lot of good things. And we went 2 on the road. Why can't we not win 2 at home? Let's see how we do. All we need to do is win at least 1 more game to finish with at least a winning record overall, and at least be at 500 in conference play. But 4 more games, I think they're all winnable games. Let's see how they do and see how they push. Maybe they can get those 18 wins I was predicting. I think out of these last 4, I think 2 or 3 wins is definitely ideal, or winning all 4. We'll see how it all goes. I said this in a lot of the videos, but I'm just really proud of this team. They always work hard, whether the shots aren't going in or not, whether they win or lose. They always work hard. They're 15-12, 8-6 overall. This team could easily have a couple more wins under their belt, but they've had a couple wins that they've got that didn't look like it was going to go their way when they just haven't shot the ball great, especially in conference play, and that's what it's all about. They started off 4-0, then they won that stretch where they lost 6 out of 7, lost 3 straight, but now we've won 3 straight, and very happy about that. I wish we would be UTEP that last game because we'd be 2 games ahead of them, or no, 3 games ahead of them actually, and that would have been really big. But hey, you can't win them all, and we'll just keep improving and control. We can control. Again, I always talk about, we can finish 3rd, can finish 4th, could do this, could do that. We're 4th right now, but it's all based off what other teams do. Like if Middle Tennessee would have lost today to Sam Houston, they only won by 4 at home, we would have been 3rd right now. And if we can beat Middle Tennessee this week, we'll have the tiebreaker over them. If we can keep winning on there, we'll have the tiebreaker over them fully and have a chance at winning that, getting that 3rd place spot. So this would be very huge. Again, anybody can beat anybody on any good night. Like, don't be surprised at that 1 versus 8 matchup if, the 8 beats the 1 or however it all works out. Anything can happen in conference. You look at Sam Houston, for example. They beat the teams we beat this week. And I believe they're at home, but still, Sam Houston being like 9th out of 10 teams in conference, being those, really good teams, those dogs. And we beat them. And so I'll take that. 2 games I feel like we should have won at home that we just didn't shoot the ball well. But tonight we just played a little bit better defense. Pretty good defense in those games as well. But tonight we just stepped it up even more. And I guess we just, play very well in front of the away crowds and want to disappoint them. I don't think there's much more to say other than just being very happy with this team and very impressed. 2 home games coming up. That's huge. I know they lost 4 in a row at home, but they won their last one against FIU. Let's see if they can play better at home this time around. I mean, because again, they lost to these 2 teams that they beat this weekend at home, but beat them on the road. Beat Middle Tennessee on the road, but is that going to result in them losing at home like they've done previously? I don't want that to happen. Let's see if they can get the win and see if they can beat Western Kentucky, who they seem to always struggle against. The only time they did good against them is when they had that 23-point comeback. Other than that, you erase that. We get outplayed, out-hustled. Like, we lost by 20 to them. And the Conference Tuesday tournament last year, lost by 32 to them early this year. Blue, I think, what was it? No, we didn't blow the lead against them last year at all. I think we lost by like double digits the other time we played them. And then obviously, had the 23-point comeback against them. They have a lot of great returns. I'm very surprised they're only 5-8 in conference. But again, that just proves my point even more. Proves everyone's point that conference is just so tough to win. And it's so tough to win on the road. That's why it's so impressive that we've been winning on the road. But we got to show teams how hard it is to win at the Pan American Center as well. Please let me know again your thoughts on this game, thoughts and opinions. And moving forward, how much confidence you have in this team to win the whole thing in Conference USA. Can they do it? Can they not? What do they have to do to do it? What do they have to change up? What are they doing good? What are they doing bad? What are they have to fix? What are they have to keep doing? And I'm out.